Grace of God, God's grace, God's grace, it was God's grace, it's amazing grace. I made it this far by the grace of God. Woo! Lord, I thank you. Come on now. For how you brought me through the night. Lord, you kept me, and you never left me. You stood by my side. Woo! There were so many times when I came so close. Oh man, death, he tried to take me in. So the reason I'm here is not hard for me to see. In fact, it's so easy for me to explain. It was God's grace. God's grace. It was God's grace. My, I'm so blessed to be here today. It's from the grassroots perspective and address our aspirations, address our community. So I'm excited to bring this show to you today. I am truly given the opportunity to allow us to interact. This is a interactive platform, and I want you to be a part of it by making sure you respond, check off, send a heart, send a like, whatever you can set up to show that you're there and you're sharing with the opportunity we have here. We want you to be a part of it. Unfortunately, we're having some technical difficulty out of New York with our main branch, meaning Blog Talk Radio. So we're not able to give you a call-in number today, as well as the web link, but we're going to use the other devices. Just remember, WBSW Radio, the internet station, we're number one because we're the first radio station to actually take the social media live broadcast and broadcast the shows on a regular basis. So we're so excited. As we listen to the opening, it's all about God's grace. See, it brought us this far. You're able to be here with me. He brought you, whether you want to believe or any kind of belief you have. Believe that God brought you because he woke you up this morning and started you on your way. Now, I know in some places it might be already night again, a day ahead of us. But truly thank you because we have listeners all over the world. We're excited because when we've been broadcast live on 6 devices today, normally it's 7, but unfortunate that the network out of New York problem, so we're going to continue to work. It's something difficult they're working on. They said they'll check and make sure to get up running. But we truly want you to know that if you're not on one of the social media sites, then I will ask you and share with you how you can get on to be a follower or a friend. On Facebook.com, Big O Live, along with TikTok Live, you can go to @Dr. L. Dialberto Smith. That's Dr. L. Dialberto Smith. If you want to check us out on Instagram, you have that opportunity on Z Squads, Greenville 1981. We're partnering with the Brothers of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, Zeta Phi Sigma chapter out of Greenville, Alabama. And we're excited to be partnering with those brothers because they support what we're doing and we support what they're doing. Also on YouTube, you have a chance to check us out live. You can check us out going to the Smithway Enterprise 5018. So you have those different devices. Matter of fact, we're broadcasting on 2 Facebook devices today. So you can check us on the 2 devices. And if you want to respond, I was truly thank you so much. I'd like to hear from you on Facebook. It's again, DRL Dialberto Smith. If you're not friends, make a request and I'll make sure I get you in there. I want to say hi to several people that's joining us. We got Bradley along with a user. Melanie, thank you so much, Melanie Baker. She said hi, Melanie. Kay Riggins, thank you for taking time to be here. We also have DeAndre. We have Hash Matt, Pete Des. We will do that. Thank you so much. Troy Keel. Thank you, Troy. Aquana. Thank you. Is that Goldie? Thank you so much. Margaret Pluto joining us. This is Margaret. Then that's Pluto joining us, along with Goldilocks. Thank you, Goldie. Tank. Thank you, Tank, for taking time. Another user, Omega Man, JD3. We give a shout. I don't know if you remember Omega Sci-Fi Fraternity Incorporated. Want to say, if you are, thank you for checking us out, being a part of the D9. Thank you so much, Omega Man. Thank you so much for taking time. Lisa Green is joining us. Thank you, Lisa, so much. It's good to have you. We have many others, but I want to give a shout out to Truly True. I call my friend, none other than Claudette English. She's joining. She said hello. Thank you so much, Claudette. Claudette is a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. We want to give her that shout out. Let her here supporting the D9. Also, we have several others joining. We got Madame Lisa. It's Madame. Then we have Lisa join us. None, just me. Thank you. William Carter is joining us. 3 users. Thank you so much. Jenny Wilson joining. As I started off talking about how you can connect, and I actually gave the sites that you can connect with us. Again, that's facebook.com, Big O Live, TikTok Live, Instagram, along with YouTube, television. Normally we said Blog Talk Radio, but the network is out. We're getting some thunder in my area, so we're hoping we'll have our internet up without any problem. But see, it's truly an opportunity to come before you. We want to also share with you WBSW Radio, the internet station. We're number 1. And you might ask why you say you're number 1. We're the first radio station that take all the social media sites that's available to broadcast live and broadcast live. And we're excited to get to many people, because we at this radio station have listeners and watchers in 45 countries on 6 continents. We know, even though it may be 3 o'clock your time, 4 o'clock my time, or whatever, 5 o'clock, whatever it may be, but it may be 12 midnight over in Syria, or it might be in the Middle East. It could be 1 o'clock in the morning. So those are listeners who still checking us out. And see, that's what we're talking about. Getting to everyone, getting the information so you can hopefully dissect it and use your thought process to work. So again, we have 45 countries on 6 continents. We're also asking everybody to register with WBSW Radio giveaways. What we actually do is send your name along with a means of transaction. Now, this is why we ask for your name. We want to take your name and put it in the raffle. We raffle it off hotel stay. We take care of your time when you win the trip of the hotel stay. Let's not say trip, but the hotel stay. It may vary from 3 nights to 5 nights. We pay for that at a luxury hotel, internationally as well as nationally. So you have an opportunity to be part of the raffle. We also ask for your means of transaction. There's a reason we ask for the means of transaction, because we want to send a love offering to you. We want to send you from $5 to $100. We don't know how we'll work the process, meaning that it might be your name pool this time, but it may not be, but we make sure we're not going to send everybody in 1 month. We may spread it out. I have 4 this month, 10 this month, 12 this month, or whatever we send out love offering. So we ask for a means of transaction. Though there are 4 that we work with. That's Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, and Zelle. What we need for you to send your name along with one of those means of transaction to Lorenza D. Smith 15 at gmail.com. Let's get the spelling. That's Lorenza D as in David, SMITH 15 at gmail.com. Somebody said, why you spell to like we 3 years old? Sometimes people put think they heard a B instead of a D, or they think they heard a G instead of a D. So we have to spell it out. So send your name along with the means of transaction. We put you in the raffle. And what besides the hotel stay, we give away gift cards, gas vouchers, food vouchers, movie passes, car wash vouchers. We also have books that we purchased from the many authors who've been on our show that's available. We also have some tech to help you prepare for the ACT, SAT. We don't mind sending it to you, and you can take these hard copies, look over, and hopefully it can help prepare your family members, whoever it may be, to be ready to take the ACT. Truly, the practice journal we won't mind sending to you. So, but you need to make sure you put your name into the raffle. I know you're able to, because I can see when you type in comment. Thank you so much, Claudette, for doing it. Truly, call a baby girl. Thank you so much for doing it, Claudette English. She was able to do that. So she's all right because she got it typed. She know I actually know what's the name listed down. But thank you. She got English, Claudette, but I actually know that. So what you need to do is make sure you send it to me so I can put you in a raffle. And we're going to kick the raffle off again in August, because we just gave away 4. In the month of June, we gave away 4 hotel stays. We had 3 to Orlando and 1 to Nashville. We had 4 winners. If it's not too much on you, we're asking you to send $1. Sow a seed with WBSW Radio, the internet station. We're number 1 at Cash App, $LORNZA, D as in David, SMITH. We're looking forward to you sending that $1 to support what we're doing. You say, what are we doing? With that goes purchase the gas vouchers, the food vouchers, the gift cards, movie passes, those things that we raffle off and give back to each and every one of you all in the community. Also, we want to move forth, and I see, as always, there's a good call coming in. Before I move forward to our next phase, I want to give a shout out to my mini man, I call him, my oldest son. Today is his birthday. He's now 37. We want to say happy birthday to Perrin. He's my oldest son. He's my fraternity brother. He's my legacy. Happy birthday, son. I talked with him about 10 minutes ago, right before we came on the show. And we had a conversation. I do my famous thing. I sing to all of my family and friends. I sing the happy birthday song to him. So I did. And he was still smiling. He was excited and saying, thank you, Dad, for just being thoughtful and thinking about me. Because I know they think about me. So truly, let's get started with the show. I want you to kind of think about this title, because it's a title that you need to be able to address. Because the question is, why are you losing in relationships? Why are you losing in relationships? I'm pausing because I want you to put that, let that maturate in your mind. Why are you losing? Some people say, I'm not losing. But you're not in the relationship that you want to be in, then you're losing. And there's several reasons why you have run into a problem. And it's easy to blame the next person, but it's best to look into the mirror and recognize what you see is the person that needs to stand in that point of losing relationship. There, you're the one. No one else. You can blame it on everybody else, but accept the reality that you are the main source to the success of your relationship. know individuality play a big part in it, but sometimes we have to take a step back and truly ask ourselves, what do we want? See, I always tell my interns I work with that are prospective teachers, I always share with them about this one question that I ask them. Do you really want to teach? Do you want to be in the field of education? Are you sure? See, this is a question that makes you go back and think, do I really want to do this? Or do I just see the glamour of people in the past have, whether it's through some means of extracurricular activity like coaching, band directors, and all that? Do I just want to do that, but I really don't want to teach? So in a relationship, you have to ask yourself, am I really willing to be in a relationship? You have to ask yourself, are you fit? See, one of the things we don't check ourselves is that our fitness, relationship fitness, you may not be fit. I might not be fit. Whoever it may be, until I'm able to see really, really on the pros and cons of what kind of relationship I'm looking for. If I'm looking for a healthy relationship, I got to see if I'm fit enough to be in a healthy relationship. You have to do the same thing. Look in the mirror, because relationships are reflected. If you don't see it in the mirror when you look at the like Michael Jackson said, the man or the woman in the mirror, and you don't like what you see, it's a reason why you will not fit in a relationship. You might well just go and be individual, just go and just do what you need to do. Get you something to keep you comfortable and spend some time with. So just go leave this. When you transition, you'll leave here so happy. I just don't understand, because God didn't create us to be able to just live alone and just be happy. You can live and just you can say you're happy, but you're just living. Because this world in our life as humans is all about people. See, if you can't get along with people, you're not fit. See, you can blame it on the other person. So as we look at our first topic, are you fit for a relationship? Think about it. Are you fit for a relationship? According to the internet literacy, some ways to tell if you are ready for a romantic relationship. You must first sort out your own issues. That's why I said, look in the mirror. It's the man in the mirror or the woman in the mirror. The reflection tells you if you're comfortable with it or you're not. Look at your whole body. Say, am I fit enough where my well-being will put me in a position so I can sort out my own issues? Don't go to a relationship half ready to be in a relationship. You cannot have 50% in and 50% out. That's why this thing about we're going to be 50. See, if you only give 50, she or he only give 50, then what other 50% going? Have to go somewhere. See, it's 100% to say you have fulfilled that joy of life, that feel of 100%. See, when you only put 50%, that means you need to sort out your own issues, because you have some issues. You may not think you have any issues. You got the job that you always wanted to be and want to have. You have the people like your family members around you that you said make you happy. And you got access to anything you want. You can go anywhere you want. But are you fit to be in a relationship that someone you can go with someone? You have someone to come home to. Are you fit? You got these issues that you need to address. And see, sometimes we are not capable of addressing issues in our life. We try to do it, but you have to remember the issues come about because of some of the decisions and some of the behaviors we have been participating, been involved in our life. Some of the behaviors that led us to be overcome with issues. So how are you going to fix it when you're the one created the problem? That's why we have to seek some type of support. So once you sort out your issues, that puts you in a position to be ready for a relationship, a romantic relationship especially. See, people, I tell you the best way to determine whether you'll be in a relationship, in a healthy relationship, is how healthy your relationship is with your family. See, that's the key. Remember, life is all about people, not things. Too many times we want to get that job, we want to make that money, all that money on that job, and we find out that it doesn't make you happy or bring about peace in your life. It's all about people. So if you're able to get along with your family members, we're not saying you're not going to have some disagreement, but you can agree to disagree. But what will most likely happen if you're not able to get along with your family members, you're not going to be able to get along with anyone else outside of your blood. You can never tell I get along better with my friend than I get along with my family. That's crazy. Family is always come the second most important in your life, and number one is God. See, God is first, family is second. If you put your friends ahead of your family, then you have a problem. So you're not fit. See, a relationship is a want, not a need. You want to have a romantic relationship. You have to want a healthy relationship. It ain't that you wouldn't say, I need to have one. No, you can have a healthy relationship with your family. You don't have to be in a romantic relationship to find that healthy part of it. So keep in mind, a relationship is a want, not a need. Some people go through life never able to be in any kind of healthy relationship because they spend their time focusing on everything else except what God put us on this earth to do, is to be around people, help one another, love one another, to be at peace with each other. That's what God blessed us on this earth to be. The next thing that's so important is your ex is no longer a factor. I did a show yesterday, I gave maybe last week, about why you're still tied to your ex. I'm not saying where you don't communicate. There's some situation where you have children from those relationships that you have to communicate with your ex. But why is the ex still on your mind where you cannot move forward? You have to allow yourself to move forward. You're not going to be fit long. Allow your ex to be a factor. Now, it can be part of your life, but they should be a factor of determining where you're going to be in your life, because only way they can, you allow them to do that. You don't depend on others. See, again, when you're talking about ways to tell if you're ready for a relationship and you got to depend on others, then you have a challenge in your life. You take your time to get to know someone. I always share with people the question you always ask: how do you determine how much time? I'm really amazed when I listen to a lot of these shows that comes on dealing with relationships in regards to on television, these justice shows because they're angry now. There was someone 8, 9, and 10 years and don't seem like they're having a favorable outcome. Why do you get in a relationship saying you're trying to get to know someone for 8 years, 9 years, 5 years, 3 years? See, you're not going to know more about that individual or learn enough that if you want to have a favorable outcome or a long committed relationship, if you don't go for the gusto. You ought to know pretty much about that person in the first 12 months. Probably earlier than 6 months, really, you'll know whether you want to be with that person. It amazes me how people spend 12 years, 10 years, 8 years, and the first thing they come and say, we're common law. Well, it was just easy to go down to the courthouse and sign those papers to be legal instead of having common law. See, you're afraid and you fear, and it has nothing to do with the person that you're with. It's you. It's what's in the mirror. I want you to think about that. What's in the mirror? See, a strong relationship can be considered a team. See, when you're in a relationship, you're a team. You work together and you support each other, even when you don't see eye to eye. Agree to disagree on something, and you have goals that aren't exactly the same. But there's one goal you have to have a discussion in the first, what we call the associate stage. If we talk about the love cafe, we talk about the love stage. You have to have a conversation with someone. If you want to move to the next step, if you go beyond just hide by and you want to connect, you got to have the conversation about what is your intent. But you have to know your own intent. Ask yourself, what is your intent in a relationship? You have to be intentional. See, when you're intentional, then you'll be with the right person, because if they said my intent is the same as your intent, or my goal is the same as your goal, now you can start moving forward. But if you go and spend your time with someone and they tell you, my intent of being in a relationship or dating is to have a favorable outcome, which for me is a marriage. And your intent may be, I'm not ready to get married. Then I have to ask you the question, how long it take you to get ready? See, that means you're not fit for a healthy relationship. Somebody you can challenge me and say, oh yes, I'm fit for a healthy, I just don't want to be married. Okay. You're still not fit. Something is wrong there. We want to give a shout out to our first sponsor. That's TriStat LLC, a consulting firm that meets your needs. Call Mr. William Scott at 334-320-5438, and he can get his team. You can meet with him and what's your need. Do you need training? Do you need help administrating the grant? Do you need research to get the right information? His team can work with you. Or you can go to Facebook, type in William Scott, and populate his information, William, and then you can work with him. TriStat LLC, the consulting firm that will meet your needs. Truly, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about meeting your needs. Let's move forward with the relationship. As I was saying, you have to look in the mirror, because relationships are reflected. We're talking about, are you fit? See, it's easy to be the victim. It's easy to blame the other person. See, one of the things, I listen to a lot of content, And all the time on certain one particular show I know comes on when they ask the female, all right, why are you not with the person? You know what? All the time we have more infidelity going on in our community. Everybody just killing and killing everything. Everybody got the same issue. Did you ask that person why? Why did you have to go in that direction? See, you'll find out something about yourself that you weren't fit enough to be in a relationship with that person. They was looking for something else, but did you check that out from the beginning? See, that's your problem. A lot of times you won't want to talk. You don't want to ask a question. When you ask a question, you don't want to answer the question because you know what? You don't have the answer because you're not fit to be in a healthy relationship. As we move forward with the fitness, I want you to keep in mind that when we set our goals and our expectations, they're not going to be the same. But we're going to have a common goal, a mutual goal that we can reach. And if that mutual goal is our favorable outcome, long-lasting committed relationship, or marriage, that's something you have to really, really focus on. But you got to have a partner that thinks the same way. If they don't think that way, then you have some challenges and you have to move forward. See, this is what relationships and being fit for a relationship. How about your well-being? How are you in your well-being? You say well-being. Okay, let's talk about your physical, your mental, your emotional, your spiritual, your financial well-being. And you may say there are some others, but let's truly focus on those 5 if you want to be fit in a relationship. Being fit in a relationship physically is making sure you take care of your body, making sure you handle your medical challenges, whatever your medical needs are. Physically take care of your body. Don't sit around and blow up and you pick up more weight, and then you look in the mirror, you don't like what you see. See, the thing about it, it's not what someone else says about you. It's when you look in the mirror. And you can tell yourself, oh, I'm this, I'm that. But you know, based on your BMI, which is something we always talk about, we don't want to talk about. You need to talk about it because if you got diabetes, it like blood pressure, cholesterol, it leads all them things when you're overweight. So when you look at it, you need to make sure you physically fit. Take care of yourself mentally. See, I had a show recently called Men Mental Matters. This is directly to everyone. Your mental matter. You have to make sure when you find yourself not able to function in the manner, you're constantly dealing with anxiety, stress, depression, your mental ability will be affected or your well-being will affect it. You have to seek help to make sure. Seek support. You must be mastering physically, mentally, emotionally, the one that we truly struggle with, emotions. Because a lot of us operate on feelings. See, feelings is an emotion. And you have to understand, you have to make decisions based on what you believe and what you think, not only something may have happened that you thought it was so egregious, but what you did, you made the decision based on your feelings instead of making the decision based on what actually happened. If you're still talking about it, that means yes, it was traumatic, where it's still in in the largest muscle in your body. But what you have to remember is that you also have to let go and let loose. Let's not spend a whole lot of time being so emotional. But then you tell other individuals, why aren't you emotional? See, everybody have a way to deal with emotions. They don't deal with it the same. So you have to make sure you identify what needs to be done so you can operate at a high level or emotional stability. You have to be stable. Spiritual. At one time, the country 40, 50 years ago was 90% Christians. Now, based on several studies, it is down to 79%. We're in a time when we use what we think it should be. See, the words in the Bible are truly the words. Either you're going to believe in them or not believe. But don't try to interpret them for others. Spiritually, if you're a Christian, you're a practicing Christian. That not mean you're going to church every Sunday, you're going to the building. You have to not only go to the building, but you have to practice what is taught and what is learned so you can grow in Christ. You just can't just go through the motions. Go Sunday, sit up and shout, jump around, do a lot of stuff, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you in every place you shouldn't be. You're doing everything you shouldn't be, and you never pick up the word until the next Sunday. That is not a practicing Christian. You might well not be a Christian. You want to practice. Don't quote scriptures to me. That don't make you a Christian. It's all about living in the word, living for the word. So your spirituality and your spiritual well-being must be able to connect so you can be a master at that. Financially, one of the things that are truly challenging to a relationship, be in a relationship with someone that is not financially stable. And I don't mean that they don't have a job. They can have the job, they can have 6 figures, but 7 figures. But if they cannot manage those 6 figures, is them almost having being with somebody who have 30, 40, 20. No knockdown. Most people at that level know how to manage and control, even though they don't have as much money. The people that have more, and that's one of the biggest challenges I always share with individuals. That I have people call me from time to time and always talking about, can you help me get my credit in order? Can you help me to do? I said, first of all, you have to understand exactly finance. See, you have to make sure you are financial literate. And no one wants to be with somebody who's really illiterate in regard to finance. Make sure that you are relationship as fit as possible. They call it relationship fitness. See, it's a must, which requires couples to understand the ability to grow stronger because of, not despite, challenges. That's what a relationship fitness means. You willing to go the long haul. See, 2 key things that I want you to understand in a relationship, and I'll share with you. How you manage your time and your energy. They're key to a relationship. a key to function in life. If you abuse your time, you have no problem abusing a relationship. If you put a small amount of effort in just doing things in life, you would do the same thing to a relationship. See, are you fit to be in a relationship? I want to give a shout out to my next sponsor. That's L&T Stallworth Lawn Service, LLC. They are the manicure experts in South Central Alabama. If you want your yard, if you want to make sure you have your land cleaned off, you can call Mr. Tony Stallworth, 334-300-7401, and he can quote you some figures to get your land like you want it to be, and get your property immaculate, get your property manicured to the best. Or go to Facebook, type in Anthony Stallworth, and he will DM you with a quote at your request. So truly, let's make sure we continue to focus on, at this time of year where it's warm and our grass is growing, and if you're in South Central Alabama and you need someone to manicure your yard, call Mr. Anthony Stallworth. The next topic we want to focus on is, do you date or seek relationship intentionally? See, I'm big on intention. I need to know what your intention is. What do you really, really want? I want a favorable outcome. That means I have to put the work in, but I have to know what the plan is from the beginning. And the plan is simply as a discussion when you within that, coming out of that social stage to that acquaintance stage, before you want to get on and do all the things online, on the telephone, on the cell phone, writing letters and doing all things. That should be a conversation. What is your intent? What is your intent? And if the person tell you my intent is to have a favorable outcome, have a long-lasting, committed relationship, be I married, and the other person say that's what we want to do, then your intent is laid out. So you're dating to be successful. So you're intentionally dating. See, that's when you intentionally dating or intentionally in a relationship, you have a style that involves being clear about your intentions and dating with a purpose. See, we live life based on purpose. If you don't know what your purpose is, it's okay. Because God is going to give you an opportunity and bless you with not. Because he has the plan that you will know what your purpose is in life. Why you was placed on this earth. Yeah, to allow your parents to be joyful, but also he has a purpose because he has a plan for you. So if you're in a relationship or seeking a relationship, are you dating? Be intentional. When that question asks of you, be honest. The person said, I am intentionally dating or intentionally seeking a relationship for a favorable outcome, something long-lasting, committed relationship, be marriage, whatever, what you want to do. If you don't have an answer, or you tell that person, I don't want to do that, then you need to help that person move on. See, because you're not fit for what they're looking for. It's okay. Maybe one day you will be fit, but you have to make a decision whether you're going to spend the two most important things that you control, which is your time and your energy or efforts. You're going to be in a relationship like I see on some of these justice shows, 8 years and no results. That's favorable. But you should have said something in the beginning, and you want to spend 8 years. And don't think you change someone's mind. People change only if they. You cannot change another adult mind. If they say they don't want to be married, then you still want to be married. Don't sit around. They have shown themselves, and I believe run as fast as you can. Give a shout out to Chandra Carr. Thank you so much, Chandra Carr, for joining us. Be intentional. Date with a purpose. Make sure when you're dating or seeking a relationship, take your time and care to find out or care to find someone. You want to find out as much as you can about the person, but care to find someone that matches what you and your needs. Ask your question. See, beautiful things about today in 2024. We enjoyed the overload of technology, but also technology allows you to check on individuals. See, it's amazing when you try to, someone give you information, you try to check on them, and you don't find no information. That tells you the honesty is not there. See, you can find out any and everything you want to know about someone. And if you don't do it, don't be mad with the person because they didn't tell you. Be able to find out what you need because you're intentional. Your time is important. You cannot waste your time going through the motion. Because the time you use with that person, when you already know they were not intentional, you could be using on someone that God is going to bless you with that is intentional. And looking for a favorable outcome. I can't emphasize this more because I believe when you're intentionally dating or seeking a relationship, being conscious about who you date, understanding your motivation for wanting to be in a relationship. Prioritizing quality over quantity. And depth over breadth. Being your most genuine and authentic self. Setting clear boundaries. When you're intentionally, you have to come to terms and think about this finally. If you're not dating or seeking a relationship with the intent of experiencing a favorable outcome, then stay out of the market. Stay out. Don't waste your time and don't waste someone else's time. It's hard to hear. You have to ask yourself, are you fit? Are you fit for a relationship? If you're not, stay out of the dating market. Remember, when you're intentional, you consciously make choices about who you date. See, if you're dating or in the dating market, so and it's casual, and you haven't shared with a person that have an interest in you, or you may have an interest in them, then you hey, you're just not doing right. See, we all reap what we sow. See, you have to be able to share with that person what exactly your purpose and your intent. We all deserve to have that. What is your purpose? What is your intent? We are looking for a favorable outcome. How about you? Let's give a shout out to Soap Gems by Jackson and Grace. Miss Jennifer Jackson. She have the best soap and perfume scent in South Central Alabama. And if you want to connect with Jennifer Jackson, you can go to Facebook, type in Jennifer with one N Jackson, or Charlie Angel. Possibility, go to Facebook or Instagram as well, or you can give her a call. You can give her a call at 251-369-1344. That's Soap Gems by Jackson and Grace. Best soap and perfume scent in South Central Alabama. So we'll give a shout out to Jennifer and her crew. Thank you so much for entrusting us with your advertisement. It's a blessing to have you as a part. As we talk about why you're losing in the game of relationship, we have to think about whether or not you have become a master of relationship sign language. And we broke sign into an acronym. When you out in the dating market, you're intentional or not intentional. But if you use sign language, you can't be intentional, because sign language is how you respond to things that may not be going your way. Sign language come into play, relationship sign language come into play when you're losing in the dating game. You have to remember, it's a battle. It's almost to a point you have to be competitive. It's over population, 46 million identified as Black Americans. You want to say African Americans. And 23% of, 23 million are female. 21 million are males. So that tells you there's not enough males to go around for each female. Someone gonna lose. Why should it be you? If you recognize whether you fit or not, let everybody know you're intentional and step away from sign language. See, we build up so much inside of us that anytime someone says something to us, we use sign language. See, the S in the sign language is shame. See, we love to shame people because we're either trying to control them or we're just outright think that's the way to operate. Next, the I is insults. We can wail insults at those individuals. Then we play the guilt trip on individuals in this relationship sign language. Then we're tripping so with the guilt trip, we then begin to feel that the end, which is we need to be right. Have you relationship sign language where you need to be right, where you insult someone, where you shame them, you make them feel guilty or you feel guilty? It's in there. So that's shame, insult, guilt, and need to be right. You have to remember that if you want a healthy relationship, in that healthy relationship, you must minimize stress, anxiety, depression, so you can have a healthy relationship. Also, be weary of confusion. That leads you to learn and must learn very early in the process. If you understand those things and about a healthy relationship and keep them out, you will have no need to use shame, insult, guilt, and then the need to be right. Have you been around someone who needs to be right? Have you been in a relationship with someone who needs to be right? Or in other words, we call have to get the last word in. I know you have experienced that in your lifetime. See, what they're doing is not always malice. It's sometimes socialization. And with that socialization, it tells you that they don't want to receive the end of the thought process that you're not fit. You may not be physically fit. You may not be mentally fit. You may not be emotionally fit. You may not be spiritually fit. You may not be financial fit. Now, there are two others that come into play. That's social. We talked about socialization right there. See, if you don't function well in groups, shame is one of your master weapons. You weaponize shame. It allows you not to get to where you need to be. It allows you not to be successful in relationships. So the title of today's show is, why are you losing at relationships? This is WPSW Radio, the internet station. We're number one, and I'm so excited that God is blessed. We give a shout out to Javonna Williams. She's serving our country, and very proud of just knowing her through the internet, and because she's now stationed over in the Middle East and been there for a while. Truly, thank you for your service. Thank you for doing what you're doing. And be safe and be blessed. As we move forth to understand that when you're on the receiving end of shame, it doesn't really matter the source. It is something that you don't want to be dealing with. If you use this as a weapon, you're not going to be able to get along with very many people. Keep yourself in situations that lead to possibly retaliation. You have to be very careful about this. See, because in relationship shame will attack your identity. See, shame in relationship attacks one of the mate's identity. Then you have the cultural expectations of men and women's own expectations from men. See, cultural expectation for men, and then women have expectations for men. Like men don't have any expectation from women. It sounds a little one-sided there. But shaming is something those individuals use. They constantly use it when things don't go the way they want to go. Insult. You have been around people, if you haven't, that hurl insult. For example, when you as a, I'd heard from some females telling some guy, you aren't a man. You're a failure at a man, as a man. You're a coward. You're a useless man. Have you ever used that? No matter how mad you get, if you use those, you like shaming, you like relationship signs, language, you truly wants to be the one that looks like they're the most successful one in a relationship. Your skills are not great. You're not fit to be in a relationship if you're ashamed of someone, insulting the individual, whether it's a male or a female. Guilt. Words like, statements like, if you love me, you wouldn't do it. You would do it for me. If you love me, you would do it for me. If you really love me, you would do it for me. If you love me, I wouldn't have to ask. You would know my needs. I cheated on you because you stopped paying attention to me. Have you used those terms? Have you shamed? Have you insulted? Have you guilt tripped? Now the one need to be right. Sign language, how? No matter what you do, no matter what data you have, no matter what knowledge you have about it, what experience you have, the individual, when they feel like they should be ahead of you, they don't respect you, they think they're above you, they're gonna need to be right, no matter what you say. They need to be right. Despite the evidence. They will never admit they're wrong. It's you missed the point. See, it's always going to be the other individual because they need to be right. A lot of relationships, marriage mates use deflection and redirect in regards to the situation. You ask them a question, they go answer something else. Or they ask you a question. To me, if I ask you a question, let's answer the question. If not, that means you taking what I'm saying for granted, or you just disrespecting what I'm saying, and you disrespect me. You don't want to talk. You don't hear what I have to say. You're going on what you want to do. The need to be right also includes individuals marking you, emasculating you. This is a tool in their arsenal, as well as accusations of sexism, misogynist. They want to say it's toxic. You're toxic. And any slight different opinion. See, it was so amazing. I read an article the other day about a coach up in the northern part of the state, and he has a high school football team, over 125, 130 boys that's on his team. And he used money during the summer to teach them things that'll make them impactful men, like tie and tie. Do you know how many men that cannot tie a tie? You know how many boys that can't tie a tie? No one is taught them. See, when gotten to the point if we want to get away from more of the traditional things, but traditional things are always going to stay. Tie to tie is a traditional thing. Your son should know how to tie a tie. Your son should have at least one suit. Your brother should have at least one suit. Your grandson should have at least one suit with a tie. Because I was always told there's going to be that day. But I know we got so loose with dress attire, with funerals, either events or maybe that we don't even think we need to. But this gentleman was only trying to teach the young men how to tie a tie, change a tire on a car. What woman or what young lady wouldn't want to have a man to be able to change a tire? You got a man sitting in the car, you out there changing a tire? But you know what? Individuals that did not agree said that was toxic masculinity because they were being taught to tie a tie, and they was taught to change a tire on a car and some other things that will make them impact. Do you want an impactful man in your life, or do you want to be where you can control a man? So we got to understand the sign language where you want to be able to talk up and say that person because they have a different opinion. They're misogynist, they're sexist, or there's toxic masculinity. Where are we? You're not fit for a relationship. And that's why you're losing at a relationship. You're not fit. And you fall short just because you have never healed from your relationships of the past. I don't care if it was a family relationship. I don't care if it was a friendship. I don't care if it was a romantic relationship. If something traumatic happened in that relationship, have you healed? If you're never able to heal, you will continue to lose in a relationship. You will not be successful. So you ask yourself, are you healed? We want to play a little set. I got getting a little kickback on my music, meaning that power. We got some lightning going on. So just give me a minute to step away. I'm gonna play some music. Check this out, and I'll step right back in.
Sometimes you get on my nerves, got to need to yeah, running the mouth with the mama and the girl. I don't want to walk away from a good thing. I don't want to do it. My baby been with me all through the storm and through the storm. Yeah, see if I walk away now, I lose everything. Oh, there go my house, my car, the way. So baby, can we just talk about all the things I did you that I do? Can we just when you pull up in the rain, girl, I saw.
This is WPSF Radio, the internet station here now. I'm Dr. Lorenzo D. Smith. As we get ready to close out, So you got to remember, we have to talk about it, and you don't always to the music, but just want to kind of play there in the background. You have to talk about it. You have to be willing to communicate. You don't always have to be right, and if you're not, if you got a different of opinion, don't try to shame, insult, and use a guilt trip on individuals. Make sure you understand what are you fit to be in a relationship. Look in the mirror, because the mirror is going to tell you a lot about yourself. You'll desire some things, but do you see the same things in yourself? To the point where are you fit? Or are you physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, along with financial? And the two others I mentioned earlier. As we get ready to close out of here, we'll talk about how to heal from the various relationships, heal to a point so you can be successful in a healthy relationship. It's the social. Socialization is something that some people are able to get around with others, some is not. And then last but not least, psychological. Are you fit in those areas so you can be successful? Let's talk about how you can heal from the past relationship. See, healing from a past relationship can take time. See, the thing about a lot of people, and I kind of experienced that too, when I was about 15, 12, 13, 14 years ago in a relationship. In that relationship, the person, I wanted to address some issues in my life. They went to the point to set up their work and get the counseling, the support and everything, but they wanted it to be over in 2 months. But see, if you're trying to heal from the traumatic experience of those relationships where you picked up poor skills, it's going to take time. Not just time away from a relationship. It takes time to support, seeking counseling, seeking the therapy that will make you a better person. And these are some signs that you need to be aware of that you're on the right path. First of all, self-awareness. Do you have self-awareness? A lot of people struggle with self-awareness. They're not aware of what's going on with themselves. See, they have to practice self-acceptance and compassion. A lot of people don't have compassion. They can say what they want to say. Emotional stability. That's part of the well-being. You must be stable, and you must develop emotional stability to be in a relationship. Personal growth. Truly, when we talk about personal growth, we're just talking about when you see the breakup as an opportunity for personal growth. That's personal growth. Or you did something and you learned and grew from it, even though it may be the right choice that you make. Worth. Do you know your self-worth? I had this conversation recently with someone. I was telling them, do you not understand your self-worth? No one else dictates exactly your worth. You dictate your own self-worth. Learning. You must be willing to learn. See, learn and evolve in life and in your community. We talk about on our Thursday show, will be normally the first Tuesday and third Thursday. We talk about the Dr. Lowe's neighborhood. We've been working on how we can help our boys to be impactful, whether they're empowered, whether they grow, whether they're groomed, supported, build. And one of the things we talk with them about is learning. Always trying to be the best version of yourself so you can be an impactful man. We want to prepare boys to be impactful men, not prepare boys to be grown males. And the grown males that you're encountering today are not been prepared to be impactful men. You're going to find that there's going to be a percentage of the individual meets the impactful men, of a rising to be impactful men, or he's going to be high quality. He's going to be at that level up there. He's going to be a person that's able to direct and guide. Then there's some that just not going. If you're picking them, you're picking the wrong one. It's because you're not fit yourself. So as we move forward to letting go, see, key things if you want to be successful in the future is letting go of the past. Our show recently is on why are you still holding on to your ex? Tell me, why are you holding on to your ex? because there's something going on here. If you got to hold on to your, yes, it was great times. You still got the pictures around. You're looking at the pictures, and you're excited about what happened. But you know what? They're in your past. There's something in that relationship called that relationship become a past relationship. Just remember that. Forgiveness. If you struggle with forgiveness, then you need to work hard on forgiving others or forgiving yourself. Those are some key things that will help you heal so you can be intentional and be in a relationship that's healthy, long-lasting, and committed via marriage. And once you learn and work hard to be impactful and learn these things, that when you get into and have your intent to have a favorable outcome, you will have a favorable, long-lasting, committed, healthy relationship via marriage. These are the things that are so important. Our title. Why are you losing that relationship? You're losing because you're not fit. You're losing because you don't understand what a relationship requires. You're losing because you are not an effective communicator. You don't work well with the C's. All of these things are so important. So if you want to have a peaceful, joyful, loving future, especially in the romantic relationship, work on your fitness. You can be successful, and you can say, well, I'm winning because why? Because I put myself in a position. I'm noticing here, Chandra Carr, thank you so much for joining us. I may call your name, but I may or not call. Thank you so much. Like as we get ready to close out, I want to give a shout to D. Melvin. Thank you. We have Georgia Peach, Georgia Peach, 931. We have Joy. Thank you so much. Lovely. Thank you. Ash. We have invited one Zeta Beta 76. Remember Zeta Phi Beta Incorporated. Thank you so much, Sarah, for joining us. We have Big Trey 1945 Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. We have Brown Sugar 97. Sorry, Brown Sugar 87. Thank you so much for joining us, as well as D. Is a realtor. Had to look at it and see. One.time. Thank you so much for joining. Shannon W. for taking time to be here. Truly is a blessing. We have several others I want to give a shout out. ID is joining us. Good girl. Thank you so much, Dan. Another ID is that Eva. Thank you so much. Elva, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see if any more. I want to give a shout out before we get out of here. Kuki, thank you so. HBD, thank you. That's Gina, thank you. Just follow you. Thank you so much. Aletta, thank you so much. Lauren Harden. Rosemary Stranger. You also have Lonnie. Marion. Jay. Beatrice Thomas. Gail. Bammy. Maria. Carol. Joan. Zah Fan. Thank you. Greg Smith. John Goff. Power Levy, Jackson, Jack, thank you so much. Kathy, Jazzy, Jazz 21, thank you, Jazzy. Yvonne White, Ivan White, Louis Alexander. Those are the many individuals joining. We want to thank you so much. As it say in this music we don't own the rights to, tell me if you still care. I hope something will gain from the show today. I am Dr. Lorenzo D. Smith on WBSW Radio, the internet station. Our show today is Our Voice. It is a grassroots talk show that focuses on the perspectives or advocate the perspectives and aspirations of our local individual in our community. Truly, thank you for taking time. We're getting ready to close. We want to give a shout out to Mary Ruth Restaurant, located in Georgiana, Alabama, the best Southern cooking or best Southern food in South Central Alabama. Mr. Marvin and Miss Katrina, the co-owner, Mrs. Katrina Roper Smith, Marvin Smith. You can give them a call at 334-549-0950, as well as give a shout out to the Brothers of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated Zeta Phi Sigma chapter of Greenville, Alabama. Thank each and every one of you all for joining us. It's a blessing. We look forward to communicating you on Thursday. We have a show planned, and we're really excited about that show. It's called Happy Hour Talk, and we want to focus on happy days. So get yourself ready for that show. That's at 5:30. Make sure 5:30 on Thursday. So check it out. We're excited, and as we get ready also to close out, we want you to understand, for you to have a healthy relationship and don't lose it, be able to identify the relationship issues that you may encounter. Those relationships, if you may want to end a relationship, if you or your partner have stopped a physical connection, you don't trust each other, you have different goals in life, you can't imagine a future together. There's constant conflict and abuse, experiencing communication breakdown. You're fantasizing about others. Those are relationship issues, and these are some of the reasons why you're losing at relationships. Dating issues are really important. You have to remember, if you are expecting to date, you may want to, and you know you have issues, you may want to stop dating if you no longer enjoy spending time with people. If you don't enjoy spending time, don't be going out on dates. Don't take advantage of someone with their money. Or if you are happy with other person, you might also want to take a break. If you feel like you're in a rust of some time with people who don't make you feel good about yourself. Self-care. Care yourself. You might want to take a step back from dating to focus on other areas of your life, like self-love. As we get ready to close, I want to tell you, truly, we love you from our heart. And if you care, listen to this song as we get ready to close the show out. Do you care whether you're losing that relationship? This is Our Voice, speaking from a grassroots perspective. Truly have an awesome rest of the day. And I want to say to you, I love you, and ain't a thing you can do about it. We'll see you on Thursday. Happy Hour to Talk. And that's 5 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time.